Hey guys, Resistance Chicks, we are back for segment number 3. If you stuck with us through the Vaxxed one, God bless you.
We are going to talk about the dossier against Donald Trump with the salacious things like prostitutes urinating on the beds of Obama and
That's disgusting.
crazy things like that. Okay, so it's fake news. Hashtag fake news, fake news, fake news, fake news, fake news. It's fake news, but BuzzFeed published it. Okay, so you might have seen the awesome takedown Donald Trump with the CNN and the BuzzFeed.
Yesterday.
You're fake news. I'm not talking to you. You're
fake
rude.
news. You're rude.
So, more has come out about this dossier and where it came from. I guess it is said that a Republican, millionaire Republican, wanted to dig up stuff on Donald Trump. So they hired this firm, okay? And
Like a private eye?
It's called Fusion GPS. Oh, it gets deeper than that because this firm hired Christopher Steele, the former British spy from MI6, who authored the salacious but unsubstantiated 35-page Trump dossier that was published by Buzzfeed on Tuesday. Earlier on Wednesday, the Wall Street Journal identified Steele, who runs a UK-based business intelligence firm called Orbis Business, as the author of the memo. Steele, a former spy for MI6, the British equivalent of the CIA, relied on contacts in Russia, where he has served to provide information about Trump's business dealing, his visit to Russia, and his campaign's alleged contacts with Russian agents. None of the allegations in the dossier have been verified,
ridiculous.
and BuzzFeed was hammered throughout the day for publishing the document. There have been conflicting reports about whether U.S. intelligence agencies informed Trump or President Obama. So the word on the street has been this dossier has been around for like 3 months or since October or September. John McCain got his hands on it. He says that he took it to the FBI, and then Obama's seen it, Trump's seen it. Nobody's taking it seriously except Harry Reid, alluded to it. So BuzzFeed's defense in posting this article was that everybody is talking about it.
So we might as well publish it as true.
And they didn't even publish it as true, to give them that much. And actually, I am kind of going to be a little bit in their defense. Because of this. Not in BuzzFeed's defense, because I think that they had ulterior motives for publishing it.
Money.
But it was a bunch of trash. And everybody knew it was trash. It was filled with like all kinds of bad errors and mistakes and typos, and was written by one guy who goes around and it's fake news.
It's like looking at the National Enquirer.
And
When
even
Godzilla has come to visit one of these, Chinese cities.
Exactly. So I even watched a program on MSNBC where he accused BuzzFeed of publishing fake news. Now let's see what Rand Paul has to say about it. He
God
thinks
love Rand Paul.
that the CIA agents who leaked it, because if somebody has it and they take it to the FBI, they take it to the CIA, and they leak it to the press, because basically, if somebody's coming and saying I'm being blackmailed, they're saying these things about me, if it's being leaked, we got some issues there.
And acknowledged today in his press conference that Russia probably was behind cyber attacks in the past election, but he also struck back at allegations in an intelligence dossier that he said weren't fairly vetted or even right, but that this almost sounded like a cabal on the part of intelligence officials. What do you make of it?
What I would say is that if there's private information that someone is blackmailing a public figure, and the public figure or someone takes it to the intelligence agencies, you would think it would be private. And really, this is so important that I think whoever leaked it should be prosecuted. Someone should go to jail. If this was an intelligence agency head that talked to the media, they should go to jail. If this was part of the Obama administration, they should go to jail. The reason is you don't want your public figures succumbing to blackmail. Now, he's saying the information is false, and I have to rely on his word on that. But the thing is let's say any public official is being blackmailed. What do they tell you to do? You're supposed to go to the FBI and give them the information. But if you can't trust the FBI to keep it secret, and the FBI is going to tell the press what someone's blackmailing you about, what will happen is it will lead to a situation where public figures may be more liable to be extorted or to be blackmailed. So this is a very serious thing.
But that's exactly what your colleague Senator John McCain did with this, as for what you outlined, that someone gave this or he got wind of this, sent it and went to the FBI with this information and let them pursue it. What do you think of the approach he took?
Global elitist.
Well, I don't know what all happened. All I can say is when information is given to the FBI, particularly information that people are using to blackmail somebody, it has to be kept private, and no one will want to give information to the FBI if the FBI is going to release blackmail information to the public. This is essentially what happened. Somebody is releasing information that was trying to be used to blackmail it, and it turns out the president-elect says it's not true. But what's more important than any of that is that you can't let the intelligence agencies release blackmail information to the public. It had to either be them, or I'm not sure if the Obama administration was in this meeting. I'm not sure how the information got out, but this should not be released to the public. That's crazy.
But the media is going to be like, no, it should be released. We deserve it.
True or false, but it's absolutely inappropriate for someone to be putting this out in the public.
All right, now I know you have to get back to this hearing, so there's one last question on healthcare. And of course, you started this firestorm here where you said, look, if we're going to repeal this thing, which you want to do, let's have a replacement in place. Presumably you have that now or close to it. Donald Trump has given mixed signals, though, and maybe on this reading it, where he at first was agreeing with you simultaneously, but now repeal right away and in short order get the replacement going. Where does this stand?
I'm getting the same signals from President-elect Trump that I got when I talked to him on the phone, that it should be at the same time. See, it's not exactly certain which actual day that we're going to have the repeal vote. It's coming sometime in the next several weeks. It is being pulled together. But the replacement vote should be on the same day. And why I think this is so important is, one, Republicans do have a replacement plan. We've got a bunch of ideas, some that have been out there for decades, but the Democrats have never let us have them. These involve legalizing the sale of inexpensive insurance, savings accounts so you can save for your insurance, and letting individuals band together so they can get cheaper prices. These are great market reforms. They need to be enacted, and they need to be enacted so we can soften the blow of getting away from this terrible federal government boondoggle called Obamacare.
Senator Rand Paul, thank you very much.
It was really well said. I love Rand Paul. He's such an intelligent guy.
He's awesome.
We love Donald Trump, sort of,
left him
but we actually don't. I can't believe I said that. But we're glad he's elected rather than Clinton. But Rand Paul would have been a far better choice.
President, yeah, for real. So I
know
you're going to
get mad at us for saying
about
that,
the president, the dossier about President Trump. What I found interesting, Ukrainian officials secretly targeted Trump, helped Clinton during the election. So, but because Clinton didn't win, we're not going after the Ukrainian officials because we're not threatening nuclear war with the Ukraine, and I'm not even going to read that. I don't even feel like the Russian thing is newsworthy, but it is to the media. So we're going to bring you the media talking about stupid things. So I think that's it. I'm really curious to see where the repeal and replace is going to go.
Yeah.
We know so many people who, four-member family, mom, dad, 2 kids, went from $400 a month to $1,200 a month.
Just for their health care.
A friend of mine, she's got a daughter and she's married, and she posted on there, I can't afford this. People are posting up the screens that come up when they go into the marketplace. They're like, huge deductibles, like $10,000 deductibles. I mean,
the only people that Obamacare has been good for are the people that can't afford insurance, period.
Or people with
that have no
existing conditions. So
exactly.
I understand that you have the problems. But when they say 20 million people have insurance that didn't have insurance before, number one, a good portion of them were healthy people that didn't need it.
Right.
And they're in, because the Democrats kept saying, we need healthy people to buy into it. That's why it's not working. That's why it's failing all over the place. And their insurance companies are pulling out. Well, you know what that is? It's a tax. It's saying that we're going to tax a certain demographic of people to pay for this.
Right.
Why don't you just go into our homes and grab it out of our pockets? It'd be so much easier. Oh, yeah, you are. If we don't get it, then you take the money from us anyways.
Right.
So I'm so happy to see Obamacare repealed or replaced. If anything, I'm loving that Trump is elected. I'm loving that he's going after this issue. And I do hope that people live healthy. But, our healthcare system, I just showed you, if you go back to our last video, where babies are getting 36 vaccines, more than, and down here, we're the most. The next one down was 8 less than that.
And that's Canada. And that's Canada. And that's Canada. And that's Canada.
So that's really down, yeah. So down here you've got Iceland, Japan, I think Sweden are among like 11 or 12. And they have very low infant mortality rates. They also have low under 5 mortality rates. And we have the highest under 5 mortality rate.
But we're pushing these vaccinations into our children.
Right, exactly. So watch our other videos, and I'm interested to see where this is going to go. Our healthcare system needs to start with real food. It needs to start with farming. It needs to start with getting out there and moving around. And until we address that, we're just putting Band-Aids on a giant, your leg is cut off and you're hemorrhaging everywhere. And everybody's like, where's the Band-Aids? Where's my free Band-Aids?
I wonder if how many of you that listen to K-Love across the country heard this the other day. Was listening to the Christian radio station, and their news was that I think it was Michigan. They have a university there that they've decided to do this, cutting edge thing where they have a chef on campus and they're required to be taught cooking and
to be medical school.
Yeah, medical school. They're required to be taught cooking so that they know that healthy food can really taste good, so that when they tell their patients that they need to eat better, then they'll actually be convinced, because most medical students and even doctors really eat junk. This is revolutionary for this school to be teaching that a lot of the medical cures can start with healthy living and healthy foods.
I'm big on
it's revolutionary.
We're big on raw milk, and don't get me started. I was reading some people. Oh my gosh, raw milk every time.
When I take my uncle to the doctor, and I actually really, really like his new doctor. Every time we go in there, they're pretty much like, what else can I peddle out for you? And
what other prescription do you want? I'll give you any prescription on the planet. What else can I do? When they say, what else can I do for you? It means, what other pill can I write? Not like, what can I help you with? How can I help you be a healthy person?
And these are really good, caring people. But I'm telling you, it comes from the top down. He also had another doctor, his cancer doctor, who we love, who has started keeping bees, because he's actually taking classes to discover. He's a cancer doctor. He literally cut my uncle's tongue in half, took the cancer off, took a chunk from his arm, put it on his tongue, took a sod farm from his leg, and repaired his arm. Miracle guy. He knows. It's just amazing what he can do as a surgeon.
And now he's like, do you realize how many toxins?
He's like, do you know the toxins that are in the body? And so this is a cancer doctor realizing that all of these things are making his patients sick. And I love that he is waking up to this, and he's keeping bees because his son needs to eat raw honey because of his allergies. So he's keeping bees. I love this. You guys are waking up. They are waking up.
We are the resistance.
We have exciting news to tell you aside from the sad news.
All right.
It's exciting.
Follow us on Twitter.
And
Resistance Chicks, CHICS.
Without the K. And subscribe. Leave comments. This is Leah Michelle signing off for Resistant Chicks, where it's not a conspiracy theory if it's the truth.
Was called